Hello and welcome to another episode of Stiglr for the Details. My name is Stiglr, Alan Dickerson, and we are going to be continuing our foray here into Donau Front, game turn 1, continuing. When last we left, we were still in the middle of the initial Warsaw Pact operations phase, which is going remarkably well for them and remarkably badly for the West Germans. As you can see, looking here, there's a heck of a lot of red and puce and not a lot of light gray left. The Warsaw Pact was able to punch along this road with the help of preliminary airstrikes and blast their way through to surround the unit that was in Reagan here. And closer to the Austrian border, two Czech divisions have managed to surmount this ridge and punch through all opposition, leaving only one armored cavalry company left to oppose them, and not in particularly good shape himself. Then moving a little further north, we have similar successes here, punching out into this area. And the only thing that really stands in the way now is this armored unit here in Sham, another good armored unit here near Neuburg. And after that, there's really not a lot in the way before the first NATO reinforcements arrive. We also have a airborne division which dropped in here near the confluence of a couple of key autobahns that eventually will race west and terminate in Munich, which is our key objective. And we still have several Warsaw Pact divisions to bring on. So let's get right to that now. Go to the Warsaw Pact reinforcements and find where we have our Donau Front reinforcements beginning, starting here with the 15th Guards Tank Division. All these are on map. Okay, on map, available anytime from game turn 1. Oh, okay, this is good. Well, some of these units were actually let's see here. This is game turn 1 and Donau Front. These are all on map already. Let's see, on map. So we have this coming from a railhead, and this would need to be dropped. Oh, okay. I'm closer to the end than I think. I really just have this one 18th Guards tank division to bring on. Oh, okay. I thought I had a lot more. Great. All right. Where are they going to come on? Let's see. Best spot for them might be over here. Let's find out where we can best bring them on, where traffic jams will not serve to disrupt them. I remember we had kind of cleared this corridor here. So this might be the best place to spearhead them in. Okay, so these units have to follow the Soviet doctrine, and that means the march orders here. And if they separate into a column A and a column B, the two entry points have to be within 8 hexes of each other. So I'm thinking here and here might be a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, no, it has to be inclusive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you could use this hex and come on through this access road instead. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring these guys in. Let's see. Let's look at our chart again and find out column A is the one with all armor and just one artillery unit. And then the other one is a little bit better mixed and has the rockets. That's column B. Okay. So column A is going to come in here. Column B is going to come in here. All right, let's do that now. So 1 to enter, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Move the second unit. Where did I go there? Oh, here we are. Behind it. And along the road like so. Then also I'm going to rotate the units just so that they stand out by themselves. Move our trails there and also flip them to their friction point use side. Now we have column B, which enters here, half 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8.5, 8.5. There'll be 11.5 there. Remove the movement trails there so we don't get confused. Turn them to their friction point side and rotate them so they kind of make sense in the general scheme of things. Okay, well, then with one last check of the reinforcements to make sure Yeah, everything here for Donau front says on map, and they are already on map. And we already dropped one Guards Airborne Division. We have another one that we're holding in reserve anytime from turn 1, and that's going to do it. So we are finished with the initial Russian phase. And I believe now we simply go to the Warsaw Pact initial phase. Let's see, Warsaw Pact and then NATO. Yep. It's basically the heart of the turn. Okay. Let's see. Can take all of the moved banners off of everything. That won't change anything. Okay. So here we have NATO's reaction. And the first thing, of course, they're going to want to look at are reinforcements because they are badly, badly needed. So we have, they're already set out for Donau front, and I have them on the fringes of the map. So starting from the farthest east, we have here in the corner, let me zoom in a little bit. We have this Gebirgs unit, mountain troops. Pretty nice unit, although they are unarmored, they're soft. Okay, then moving up to the west edge, we have the 1st German Panzer Brigade Division. Not sure what that is, but we've got a bunch of armor, some rockets, and some Panzer Grenadiers here. We've got this 10th Division. This is a pretty stout unit entering here. And we have a few odds and sods that are already on the map and are kind of advanced units, like the artillery here for the 10th. A couple things that are straggling down the roads. One engineer unit here. And let's see. Well, what the Germans really need to do is to try and figure out where they can form some kind of line. One of the key elements to this game for the NATO player is to be able to have a alternating hex line so that the Warsaw Pact player can't simply go around any partial line or group of units. And in this terrain, with so much open terrain and so many access roads in the open terrain, it's going to be really, really difficult to contain them. They could try to form a line along the Donau River here, but even that can be traversed because the Warsaw Pact units have a innate river fording and crossing capability, which can be augmented even further with the use of engineers. So I think just the river by itself only costs an extra 3 movement points, I think, to move across. Let's see. Operation points. Unbridged River Lake, Warsaw Pact is +3. If an engineer is there, it's only +1. So even rivers are not that much of a speed bump to face the Soviet juggernaut. So let's kind of see if we can find a decent spot for NATO to try to form a line. And it's been compromised by the fact that we have this airborne division, which is dropped right here in the confluence between the Donau and this other river that goes to Munich. There's also an Autobahn fork here too. So in the best of all possible worlds, a line along the Donau would be just great, but that's already been compromised. So where can they converge the remaining forces to form a line that's going to hold? It's going to be really difficult until next turn when additional French and also German units arrive. It's going to be difficult. I'm thinking that a line spanning this particular road and Autobahn, let's close this and zoom in. This is going to be possibly the best line to hold, is this main Autobahn, what we can of the Donau, is going to be probably the most we can hope for, because we don't even know how far the Warsaw Pact is going to continue to push. They've only had that one activation, and they took remarkably light losses. So you can figure they're going to probably push their advantage. So we need to set up as many places like Sham here. I think there's another city down in here, Reagan, which probably will fall the next activation phase. We've got to use as many of those as we can to set up some kind of bulwark. Okay, so got this unit here, which has only 2 left to it, 2 friction points left to it before it's eliminated. If it moves at all right now, it's going to add an additional one. Oof. Doesn't look like there's that much of a choice. All right. Some of these units here are only artillery units. Those are not going to help except to be placed in the rear of any line we can set. This group of units has been very, very hard hit by the preliminary strikes and probably shouldn't be doing a lot of moving. Oof, boy. Or wow, there's just not a lot here. Well, let's see how far these units can get. 1201, 1601. They move in here. Let's see, the operation point costs for roads and Autobahn are both a half. So can move 24 hexes if we don't leave the road. So let's count down and find out how far we can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, excuse me, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not very far. But we got to start somewhere, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to avoid these moving through these other units because that clogs up the road and costs additional operations points. 5.5. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He'll go 11 to there, and then 12 on the access road. And the rocket unit, leave it in Freising here. This unit is 1G. That's also part of that unit. This is also First Guards. Let's move this one. He's part of the same unit. He can get even further. It's a very large division. Let's see. All right, let's see how far he can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6.5, 7, 8, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11. Some semblance of a line there. And then we've got this unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's that. Coming down from here, we've got, let's see. Regensburg is going to be very important. I can see that right now. So I think we're going to want an engineer there to be able to blow bridges. So he will pop in there. Okay, the artillery unit will find, let's see, some good terrain from which to be able to assist. Maybe there. Rocket unit. put him astride the freeway. Actually, I can. Okay. No, let's make it there instead. Pernholz is going to be very important as well. So let's start moving this unit down there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. It's not where we want to go. 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7, 8, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the access road, 10.5, 11.5. Oh, and now the heaviest reinforcements I have. So let's see where we're going to put them. Oh boy. Could start moving them along this way. Hello. Okay. Let's see. Those other units, did they come on from? Yeah, they actually did. See, there were 2 units. They could have come on stacked. So let's say they've got to come in here at 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 along the access road. Okay. Not much of a line, so to speak, but there's just not enough to work with. Let's see here. Okay, this unit wasn't hurt too bad. It's got 1 friction point. One, 2, he can just move into the city. We determined this is a dry season, so 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5 along the access road through the woods, 10.5, 11.5. Okay, these two are not going to use any operations points because they are at their maximum. He's not at his maximum because it's an artillery unit, but he's still pretty banged up. So we'll leave them there. Okay. Let's see what else we have in the middle that may not have moved. All right, we got this unit. He's pretty chewed up. He's got 3 operations points and is probably going to need them. He's going to get hit next phase. The unit at Bogan. Let's see. That looks like a good position, but we could also use him here at Roding. But he will spend 6 operations points to leave the hex, and I believe he still has to roll for it. Let's find that rule. Exiting. Okay, if facing. They can try to do it if they have expended no operations points in the current phase. That's true. They want to move all of them, 6 operation points, and you roll a die. If it's 3 or less, it can do it. If it's 4 or higher, it can't. And it's stuck. Still gains a friction point for attempting to move. And if there's a covering unit left in the hex, you can just spend the 6 operations points and get no die roll. And if it's a company size unit that you're leaving the influence of, it just costs 6 and no die roll. And you can't re-enter a enemy controlled hex in the current phase. Okay, so if he left there, it's not a company size unit, so you would have to risk it. So that would cost 6. Then, if that worked, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, he would be able to get into Roding. Okay, that's a worthwhile risk to take. So he will try and do it. He rolls a 4. He's not successful. Gains a friction point. It's done for the turn. This unit in Sham, he occupies a very important space. Don't want to move him. These units here are actually on the Hofgap map, so they're really not in play. Nothing else along this seam. Oh, there's one of those fearsome helicopter units that they could really, really use right about now. Look at that, 7 points in a range of 30. Unfortunately, they are part of 7th Corps. Let's see, this unit is not going to spend any operations points. This unit, he should probably try and get out of there. It'll cost him 6 points, but then where is he going to go? Deeper into the interior. Maybe here, 6, and then that would be 5, and that's as far as he's going to go, even if he leaves. Well, he should try it anyway. 3, it works. So we will give him his friction point 6. 5 is 11, and that's as far as he can go. So now he has the flexibility to be able to move in a second phase. This unit's got 2 on him. If he attempts to leave, he will gain a 3, which will make him pretty much spent. The next friction point would kill him, and he's also got these units ready to pile on the hurt for next turn. So, if he's successful in withdrawing, it's probably not going to do much for him. He'll be able to get out into the interior, but to where? He's got the airborne division to the west and the northwest. There's really not much, nowhere for him to really go to, except maybe here to maybe just hide in there. Oh boy. Probably going to get overrun anyway. So he's going to stay there, and he's not going to expend a friction point to maintain any flexibility. I think NATO is going to be just about done. Let me check my comments. I see that Peter Bergs is here, cautioning me to wash my hands. Very, very funny. Not sure if he's still here. All right. That's going to do it for the Warsaw Pact phase. And I also note that I forgot to start a log file. So I'm going to lose that record of what I just did for NATO. NATO phase 1, but I can start there. Put a note there. Okay. NATO first operations phase completed. Okay, there's that. So now we move on to the Pact second ops phase. All right. Now, before we move along, a couple things about subsequent movement phases for both sides. And that is, okay, first of all, here's a set of units that I didn't move or forgot to move in the first Warsaw Pact operations phase. You can tell they haven't moved because they have not flipped over from their non-friction point side. Same with these helicopter units and the air mobile units. They did not move to start the turn. So in subsequent phases, they cannot move either. So they are inactive for the turn. That's the first thing. Only units that moved and acquired friction points in the first phase. This one, he did move because he's across the border. Only they can move in any subsequent phases. The next thing to remember is that the second phase is not nearly as dynamic as the first one. And that means that every hex that you enter and every attack that you launch by itself costs an extra friction point. So even if you're moving along a road, each hex that you enter costs 1. And then, of course, whatever it costs for the road. So 1.5. So that makes your movement capabilities much less than the how far you can get in the initial phase. Let me check the rules here to make sure of that. Let's look at the operation point costs and see. Okay. Let's find it in the rules themselves. Effects of trains on movement. Okay, stacking friction points. Where are we? Okay, movement restrictions. Darn. Where is that? Rules for different operations phases. Let's see here. Where is that? Air mobile, air power. It's got to be on page 5 here. Okay, operations points. Where is that? It's not stacking. Operations, stacking of friction points, declaring combat, mobile combat, advanced after combat, combat resolution, recording friction points. Okay, a unit on its non-friction point may only expend operations in the owning player's initial phase. A unit on its friction point side must expend 1 additional operations point for every hex it enters. Okay. So it does not see 512. 512. Every hex it moves into, every attack it conducts, and for any action conducted in the operations point chart that it undertakes. If it's an Autobahn, you can reduce that to an extra half. Okay, so every hex moved into and an advance does not equal movement. So just hex moved into, attack conducted, or any other action costs an extra operation point. So that will serve to at least have any pure movement that the Warsaw Pact envisions. So let's start off down here. Let's start them moving into this open area here, taking over Passau. Oops, I did forget this West German unit. Yeah, he would have definitely moved in here. Taking a friction point. That's as far as he can go, is to get in the city and hopefully plug that up. Okay, back to our Warsaw Pact. What they can do now is bypass that unit, get onto this freeway here, keep most of the division moving that way, and set up for a next turn attack to take Passau. So we will use the farthest front units to get into position. Okay, let's see where this unit can get to. 3, 6, 9, 10 and a half, 11 and a half, 12. Wow. He's not even going to be able to get there. Um, Let's try this. Half and 1, half, 3, 3, 6. He can get there. 1.5, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then there. It's going to be impossible to completely cut that unit off. Wow. This is going to be something. And all of these attacks are going to be conducted across a river, too. They could really use engineers right now, but they don't have any nearby. Darn, darn, darn. All right. Let's see. 3, 6, 9. We'll stop there. 3, 6, 9, 12 to get there. Okay. The rest of the armored units are, that's all 4th tank. We've got, here's the 9th tank, and here's 4th tank. So the 9th tank is kind of in the way here of these 4th tank units joining those. So let's rotate them so that they stand out. And also, let's give these units an additional friction point. Okay, here, let's try and finish off this unit. It is a company, and it has 2 friction points on it. One more is going to be a 3rd, and then it'll be able to retreat, skedaddle. So there's no way to cut it off. So let's just try attacks. Best thing to do is just attack it. Here we go. So we're going to use the rockets to pump in chemicals. And let's just try and use some hasty attacks to get the job done. All right, we'll start with this unit here. So he's going to add a friction point here, and he will launch an 8-to-1 attack with the chemicals from the rocket unit. And that's it. Let's see where we end up on our combat results table. We have 8-to-1 in broken, 8-to-1 broken flat woods, 3 columns for the chemicals. That puts us on the M table. That looks pretty good. Okay. Tack on 4/8/1 G M column hasty. Okay, and also, let's also do this. We have a reset on our air points, and we get electronic initial supply. Do the air points, I know that for electronic warfare, you get a certain number in the initial phase and then the same number to use in any subsequent phases. I don't know if that also goes for air points or whether or not, because I didn't use all of them in the initial phase, whether they go begging. I will have to check the rules on that. Air points. Let's see what we can find. Which units may attack? Okay. Points, air interdiction, air superiority, preemptive strike. Number of air points. Okay. Results. Where is it? Number of air points a unit with air superiority receives. Okay. Okay. Air points are used at any point during the game turn, whereas the electronic warfare points are broken up into initial phase and subsequent phases. So I'm going to use one more air point there, and that's to forestall any problems that the unit will have with reliability. So let's see. That means 8. One air point makes 9. 9-1, and then 3 column shifts. 1, 2, 3. So the N as in Norman column. 1 air point extended. N column, and I get a 5. I don't think that's going to be particularly good. N column with a 5 for a hasty attack. Oh, that's good. 0-3. 0-3. So this unit has to take the first friction point, and that'll flip it and max it. And then it's got to retreat 2 hexes for its next, and it's got to follow that access road. This unit has to follow up. And so that was a hasty attack, which is 3. And that's an advance, so those are not operations point expending hexes. But it's 3 for the hasty and +1 because it's a subsequent phase, so that equals 4. And now he's going to, again, launch an 8-1 with an air point. Let me reduce that to 6 now. With an air point that releases chemicals. So that's 8-1 and 3 column shifts in flat woods, 8-to-1, 3-column shifts, M table. Okay. Eat hasty attack, M column. And we get a 6 this time. M column 6, that's a 0-2. And that's going to be enough because he has to take at least one friction point, and that friction point kills the unit, leaving one more unexpended point to use in advance. Down here. It's got to advance into the hex, and then he'll advance onto that road. That's all in advance. So it costs 4 for both of those, 4 operations points for both of those attacks. So he's up to 8. And then that will be 11. And that's as far as he can go. And let's see, did I already bump him up a friction point? Did he already have one? I believe. No, he did not have one because it would have been doubled to 2. So there's that. There's that unit. This unit is also 9th tank. Let's bump him up a friction point. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so 1 for the access road, 1 for the second phase. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6 plus 1, 7. Oh, wait. It's not really a great way around this unit. There. Okay, this unit will go. Is there an access hex? Yes, there is. 2, 4, 6. This unit is going to plus 1 friction point. That's 4 for him. Wow. 2, and there. Goes there. This unit is really going to get stymied. Plus 1 there. These cost 5, plus 1 is 6. This costs 3. 9, plus 1 is 10. And that's as far as he's going to be able to get. I believe I just bumped him up. Okay, there's 9th tank, and then this one is also 9th tank. I want to move him along. Plus 1 for the friction point for moving. Let's see. Just rough. How much does that cost? I think it's just 3. Where are the operations points? Rough. Rough and broken. If there's rough in the hex, pay that cost instead, and that's 3. Okay, so 3 plus 1 is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. That moves 9th tank out of the way. That's good. Now we can continue with fourth tank, moving into this area with the road now clear. We'll gain a friction point, 1.5, 3, 6, 9, 12. One and a half, 3, 6, 9, 12. And these assets are going to move up, albeit pretty slowly. One friction point there. That's 4, 7, 10, 11 and a half. Same for him. I think he will, incur one more friction point. He's already up to 3. Now, we're going to stop him for now. Okay, so there's the checks moving into this area. Now moving a little further here. Oh, let's see. Well, the unit cannot retreat. So we're going to launch a concerted, prepared attack against this unit. We're going to do it like so. He's got a defensive strength of, he's got to use his 2 strength there because of NATO paralysis on the initial turn. He doesn't get to use the 5. So he's only got 2. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to have this unit take a friction point to assist and lob in chemicals. And we're going to attack with these 2 pincering units and not with these. So we've got 22 to 2, which is 11 to 1, and the chemicals add 3 columns. And the multi-hex attack adds 1 for the extra hex that the attack starts from. So we're at a city, 11 to 1. We pumped in chemicals. We get at least 2 bumps, so we're on the max table of L. Okay. Attack on 112 of 4. Max table, and it is a prepared attack. And we roll a 1. Prepared attack, max table, 0.5. That should be enough to kill the unit. Okay, so we got a 1 on the max table there. That's a 0.5. Sorry for that delay. And that is going to kill that unit with, let's see, he has, actually, I believe, a total of 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 kills it, yes. So all 5 steps were needed just to route them out of the buildings. Wow. All right. Nothing left over for advances. There we go. Okay, so only one unit can advance, and the other unit has to stay put because of a multi-hex attack. Only one stack can continue moving. And I don't want to clog up the road, so nobody's going to advance. These are the 2 units that were involved, and so they will stay put. The rest of the division is going to skedaddle. So friction point there. 1.5, 3, 6, 9, 9, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5, 12. Okay, there's that. This unit goes with him and also picks up a friction point. This unit, 2 plus 1 is 3. Give him the friction point. 6, 9, 12. Okay. All right. He will gain an additional friction point, as will he, for moving, and this is going to be expensive. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. There we go. There's that division. Now up here, oh brother, this unit's going to have to chase this unit down because he's going to be able to create a little bit of havoc in the rear areas if I don't. Kind of silly to send him along on such a fool's errand, but he's a company. He's got 1 friction point on him for a total of 4. So any attack is going to put a second one on him, and then he'll be able to retreat. Of course, I could leave him on for second units to be able to take on, but how far into these hills can he get, and how much damage could he potentially do? I think he's got to be dealt with. So this unit is going to take on a friction point just for having expended operations points. So this is 2, one for the access road, one for the extra point per hex. 2, he'll launch a hasty attack, and that will add 4 more, so that will be a total of 6 after the attack is done. So 10-1 with an air point to lob in chemicals. And that is in Rough Woods, 10-1, 3 to lob in chemicals, so 13-1. He's on the M table. Back on 4, 10, 10, M column, hasty with 1 air point, adding in chemicals. Column M rolled a 1. Column M, hasty is a 1. That's a 0.5. Very nice. Okay, so he's got to take at least 1 flip or plus 1 friction point for a total of 2. And now he's got to retreat 4 hexes to satisfy that. And let's see, where's he going to go? He's got to go path of least resistance 1, 2, 3, 4. And this unit will have to follow him. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still only 6 points expended. Should he risk another one to kill the unit? He's only taken 2 friction points. We'll have to take a third, and then he'll be able to retreat again. Might as well. So that was 4 points expended in the first attack. I'm going to repeat the attack. (4/10/10). Okay, 10-1 in a city. 1 air point. Chems for 3 column shifts. And that ends me up where? Let's bring this here. City, 10-1, 3 column shifts, L column. Column is the attack. Rolled 5. L column, hasty 5 is 0.2. So he's got to take at least 1. The next one would kill him, so he's going to retreat. He retreats. And let's see, where are the pieces? NATO markers, Soviet-controlled hex. He's got to follow him up. There. And so that was 4 more. So 4 for the first attack, 8 for the second attack, 12 for the third attack. Might as well finish him off. 10-1 in broken, no additional 10-to-1 L column, no additional assets. L column, I rolled a 4. L column, hasty 4 is 0.3, and that gets the job done. The first friction point kills the unit and leaves where was that? Leaves 2 more for the unit to be able to advance, and it'll go there. So 4, 8, 12. And that's going to finish the movement for that unit. Now, the rest of the 53rd's guards are in here. Look out for the 18th Guard, which is using the road. Okay, let's see. How about if the 53rd sets up to take Sham the next turn? Or we could let the 18th Guard set up there. In which case the 53rd is still going to be kind of... These guys are... Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move the 18th Guard out of the way and have them set up to take Sham. Okay, so he will take a friction point. 2 plus 2 to cross the river is 4. 6 to enter the broken. And then 7 because it's an additional hex. 7. And then he will enter that hex, 8, 9. Okay, bring up three plus 1 is 4, 8. That will surround the unit. 18th Guard here will go through this unit, so that's going to cost 1. Plus 1 is 2. 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5. Give him a friction point. Okay. More 18th Guard. Got all the artillery in the back. Set them up here. Plus 1. Follow the road. 3, 4.5. He'll be able to make it there. Plus 1 friction point. And that is all the 18th Guard. Now it'll be easier. Whoops, nope, still one more unit. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. There we go. All right, Sham is well invested. Now I can move the rest of 53rd here out of the way. Let's have them start leapfrogging into this area. So let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11. Bump them up a friction point. 2, 3, 4. Give them the friction point. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's done. These guys are really going to be stymied. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it, as far as they're going to get. They can use the road 3, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. That's it. Two, 2 plus 5 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. And three, 3, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. That's as far as he's going to be able to go. There's that. Okay, and then moving on, we have our 15th check division and key units. Let's see. This unit might be able to be destroyed if I can get somebody into a flanking position. How about this guy? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the access road. To here, 11. Yeah. We'll move there. Take a friction point. Now this unit, ooh, wow, that's 8 to 3. That is a stout unit. He needs some severe. Okay. So we have 8 to 3. That's only 2 to 1 in broken rough. It's only 2 to 1. That's only column D. Wow. We need a lot more strength than that. Okay, so we can use an air point to pump in chemicals and get 3 columns to G. Now we need other column shifts and multipliers, and that can only come from strength. Let's see here. It's a lot of unit there, but he can't go anywhere. He's got 3 on him out of a total of 5. So we only need to put 2 on him. Okay. So, attacking this check unit, I'm going to use this unit to pump in the chemicals. I'm going to use this unit to add strength. So now we're up to 11-3, starting on 3-1. Boy. One, two, three, four, 5. He can add some in. Okay. So we got 3, 6. 6 plus 8 is 14 to 3. Oh boy, let's use the rockets too. Okay, so 4, 7, 11, and 8 is 19 to 3. So we start on the 6-1 table. 6-1 in Broken Woods, 6-1, and we get to the K table. I think that's as far as we're going to get. K table. Okay. Attack versus 114 of 4. Hasty attack. K column. And let's see what we get. Oh, a 6. That's not going to be much. K table, hasty attack, 6 is 0 and 1. Wow. Doesn't get... Oh, and another thing I have to check for is reliability. This was a completely check engineered attack, so if I roll a 1, the attack won't come off. Okay, so the attack does come off. He takes 1 friction point, which is there. Man, I would have to do the same thing again. Bam. Wow. It's going to be expensive to kill that unit, but I can't let it go. However, I do think I'm going to wait till next turn to finish reducing that unit because it's just going to be too expensive in terms of friction points on the artillery to reproduce that attack. All right, so we're set up there. This unit is already moved. He's going to use an additional friction point to move. So we get 2 plus 1 is 3. 5 plus 7 is 8. 9 along the access road plus 1 is 10. 10. I want to move the engineers along. We want to get them bypassing. So 3, 5, 9, 12. Plus 1 friction point for him. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They'll be able to go there, plus 1 friction point. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. That's as far as he's going to be able to go. Add an additional friction point. Wow, that regimental artillery is now up to 4. He's taking a bit of a pounding. And how far can he get? 2, 3, plus 1 is 4, 8, 11. There we go. All right. And that will do it for the second Warsaw Pact operations phase completed. And we're at about an hour and a half. I think we can go an additional half an hour and see what NATO is going to do in its second operations phase. Okay. All right. I think it's going to be key to maintain control of roading. But what do we have? We only have 4 at artillery and engineers. They're not going to be able to do anything. Sham will probably hold till next turn, but only then. And then they'll be able to come through here if we occupy roading with this unit. That's not going to work. Not going to be able to really plug that gap. Got to do as best we can up here. Get some of the units with meat on their bones forward. Oh boy. We've got a couple of armored units here that have some strength. Oh, hang on. What are the Soviets going to do with the air mobile? They're going to hang fire there. I think they're in good position. Yeah, they're not going to take any more friction points. All right, so back to NATO. What can we do here? Let's look ahead. Look at radio reports that would tell us what is coming. NATO in game turn 2 for Donau front are some more armored units, a couple of brigades. Yeah. Okay. This is really the first stuff that's really going to be able to start moving into position. Don't want to get any more units surrounded and cut off, but it is really imperative that I keep the airborne division and these units from getting too far forward. Where's a good line? There isn't one yet. Just don't have enough to forestall anything. Okay, well, these units are going to have to go over here to Regensburg. Friction point 3, 6, 9, 12. Three, 6, 9, 12. He should stay put. Okay. Gain friction point there. 1.5, 3, 1.5, 6, 9, 12. Gains a friction point. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's see here. Again, operations points for road. It is a half. 1.5, 3, 6, 9, 12. My goodness, these units certainly do not move anywhere near as quickly on subsequent phases. Gain a friction point. 3, 6, 9, 12. These guys are zapped. Give it a friction point. Let's see. Let's use the access roads at 2 apiece. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Add a friction point. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Add friction points for these. And 3, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5. 2, 4.5, 5.5, 6, 7, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5. And that's going to do it, I think. Oh, these units. Shoot. Oh, boy. Don't want these artillery units caught out in the open because they're soft units. Oh, boy. But really no choice. I'll move them there. Give them a friction point. Half 1 plus 2 hexes is 3, 6, 9, 12. The engineer unit. Oh, the other thing is that the NATO player should be attempting to blow bridges. I forgot about that. You can only do that during your phase. Oh boy. They can do it without having a unit adjacent. I forgot about that. Shoot. Let's see. Let me check out the rules here. Look up demolition. Terrain bridge during the friendly player phase. 2 forms: long range, close, and long range. Long range. Close range is having a bridge adjacent to a friendly unit during any part of the player phase when the condition is met. 1 to 5, it's destroyed. 6, it remains intact. 1 long-range demolition attempt per game turn on each bridge, regardless of whether a friendly unit is adjacent to it. And it's a 1 to destroy it. Warsaw Pact can only do this if he expends an air point, or if the bridge is within 3 hexes of a Warsaw Pact unit that can trace a path free of enemy units and zone controls to the bridge. Okay. So he can make 1 long-term or long-range, but only a 1. Anything he's adjacent to, 1 to 5, and he can destroy it. Okay, so let's do that on some hexes that could become amphibious hexes. Yeah. Okay, so let's get some NATO bridge hexes. Markers. Other markers. Bridge demolition. Bridge blown. Okay. Let's start here at Sham with this hex. He's adjacent to it, so 1 to 5. 1 to 5. It works. And he rolls a 2. So this hex is blown. One next to it here is going to be attempted. 2. That one works as well. Seal themselves in. Okay, let's see. Let's try the Bogan Bridge here. He's adjacent to that. That one's blown. Okay, any others that we're adjacent to and can attempt to blow? Let's see, I don't think they're going to get any closer. These are going to attempt via long range, these 2 bridges. They need 6s. Here we have here at Roding. Doesn't work. Here at Roding. Doesn't work. Okay, and can they do that every turn? Or is it a one-time only attempt? Okay, let's find our rule book if we can. Okay, destroy bridges. Each player may attempt to destroy any bridge in West Germany during any friendly phase. Each player on any bridge. Okay, each player will make. Let me see here. Each player may just any bridge. I'm still not completely sure if you can do it every turn or whether you make the attempt during any turn at one point in the game and then you get whatever result you get. Each bridge on the map. Each player may make one long-range demolition attempt per game turn on each bridge on the map. Okay. So that, okay, you can continue doing it. Okay. I guess you take up the demolition failed markers at the end. Okay. Let's see here. Where else? But of course, you don't want to do it too early because then you telegraph. I guess these, they can make those long-range attempts as well. So, yeah, let's try here at Deggendorf. Let's go to the northwest bridge first. 4, that one fails. Then just west of Deggendorf, that one fails. Okay, don't want to. Over here. Let's see what we can do here. My phone was ringing. I just saved you from listening to my ringtone. Okay, this unit here at Passau. Let's start from the southernmost bridge. Those are 1 to 5s, and they succeed. Here, the bridge is blown. Here, facing this unit, it is not blown. Wow. Here, it is not blown. Wow. Looks like the Czechs put some serious pressure on and stopped the Germans from turning it into a purely amphibious assault. That was interesting. Okay, more bridges in West Germany. Okay, this one. Long range. Yep, let's try it. Wow, 3 6s in a row. The Vassal die roller is starting to get antsy. Okay. Demo failed. Let's see if we can channel this attack somewhat here. Now, I think engineers having proximity is going to help. Let's see here. Trying to find the bridge drop table. Let me look at this again. Engineers and river crossings. Bridge demolition. 5. Engineers only aid in building bridges. Okay, well, let's see if the engineer can. I don't want to put him anywhere else, do we? We'll give him a friction point by making him just basically move through here to be adjacent to all of those bridges. He'll end his move there, and now he can attempt to blow all of the Regensburg bridges with a 1 to 5 success. Starting here in the far west. Wow, look at that, 4 6s in a row. That didn't work. Starting here, that worked. Right there, heading west to that one worked. Heading here, A 1, that worked. That's good. Okay, so if this one is blown, that pretty much seals it off so engineers can complete repairs. And here, I don't want to play my hand here. I'll try this one. It needs a 6. No. Where is it a 1? 1. It is destroyed for long range. Okay. All right. Coming right up on the 2-hour mark for this, and this looks like a good place to stop at the end of the NATO phase. And we're going to end our log file, and we're going to save the game as phase 2. Here we go. Okay, don't need any notes, and that's good. So we're going to stop here. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit so we can see where we are. So we've got 2 Czech divisions having good luck making an end sweep along the Austrian border. However, their upcoming attack has just been compromised a bit by the hasty action of this unit, the Gebirgs unit, to blow the bridges. However, they still have a good breach here, which is augmented by the placement of a airborne division here to kind of carpet the way to get a bridge across the Donau here at Daggendorf, and to set up for a run across the flat plains here. Let's also have a look there. Oh boy. Let's zoom in a little bit there and see. Yeah, the bridge demolitions have failed, so the partisans are not having much luck. Up here, farther north, the Soviets have surrounded Cham and are set to blast their way through it next turn. Also, there are some Czech units here doing mop-up operations. They look in good shape to press to the next big line, which is critically right here in this crook between the Donau and, what is the name of that river? That's the Donau meeting the, oh, they don't have a description for, the Reagan River. So that's going to be the next battle royale point. And of course, both sides are going to get more reinforcements, but the Germans still are scrambling to get enough units in place to make a decent line that can hope to stem this assault. So we're right at 2 hours. I'm going to end it right here. Thanks a lot for attending another episode of Stiglr for the Details. We'll see you next time.